Hi everybody, welcome to week 20 Classical Conversations Cycle 3. Let's get started. For math this week, we are doing the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius. We're doing the same song we've been doing the last couple weeks. It's the Let's Learn Some Geometry song, and it goes like this. Geometry, geometry, let's learn some geometry. The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a square equals the length of its side squared, s squared. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. The circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius. Geometry, geometry, let's learn some geometry. Moving right along to geography, we are doing the canals. So this week we have the Erie Canal, the Pennsylvania Canal, Chesapeake and Ohio Canal, Ohio and Erie Canal, and Miami and Erie Canal. So they are all right here on this map. The Erie Canal, the Erie Canal is in New York. The Pennsylvania Canal is in its own state of Pennsylvania. The Chesapeake Canal and Ohio Canal is Maryland's canal. The Ohio and Erie flows down from Lake Erie in Ohio, and Miami and Erie is a short canal, and it's on the western side of Ohio. So that is the map. And this is the song we used. It is to the tune of the Erie Canal song. Very perfect for this. So it goes like this. Erie Canal, Pennsylvania Canal, Chesapeake and Ohio Canal. Ohio and Erie Canal, Miami and the Erie Canal. Erie Canal, Pennsylvania Canal, Chesapeake and Ohio Canal. Ohio and the Erie Canal, Miami and the Erie Canal. And that is our geography song. There's also a version of it that gives the directions, and I can link that below. And there's another one that's to the tune of You Are My Sunshine. So you have lots of options with the canals for this week. For history, we have Tell Me About Brown versus the Board of Education. In 1954, Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation of public schools by race is unconstitutional. And here are the signs that we used. So for 1954, we're going to do 1954. In Brown versus Board of Education, this part of the song's pretty fast. We're just going to do a V for verses. The U.S., we're going to put our hand over our heart, just like we've done for most of the history or anything that has to do with the U.S. Supreme Court, we're going to take 2 thumbs up and just rise them up our body. For ruled that the segregation, we're going to take 2 cups in our hands, have them kind of together, and then we're just going to separate them for segregation. Of public schools, we're going to take our hand out and just hit it twice. By race is un, not, and I'm saying only to un of unconstitutional, because constitutional we're doing something else. So we're going to just shake our hand and head, no. And for constitutional, we're going to put our hand up and just do a C. So in 1954, in Brown versus Board of Education, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that the segregation of public schools by race is unconstitutional. That's history. And for science, we do what do the heavens declare? The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands, Psalm 19:1. And we're doing this to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So the hand motions that we did for what do the heavens declare, you can just do this for what. For the heavens declare, we're going to take our hands, we're going to kind of rotate them like this and then open them up. For the heavens declare, The glory of, we're going to take our hand kind of flat like this and take our other hand with our middle finger down and almost like we're wiping and then kind of floating away for glory of. God, we're just going to take our hand and come down like this. So the heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim, we're going to take our hand like this, and the skies proclaim the work, just going to put our hands and necks like this, the work of his hands. So skies proclaim the work of his hands. So we'll do it from the beginning. What do the heavens declare? The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19, verse 1. So for Psalms, we're just going to open up the Bible. 19, we're doing a sign for 19. V for verse, and 1 for 1. So this is the song, and then we'll do it all together. What do the heavens declare? The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19, verse 1. What do the heavens declare? The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Psalm 19, verse 1. For English, this is another one where we did kind of 3 weeks in a row. No worries. It's not that important anyway, but we had them all kind of written up for each week, so you can see them. So we have the first week is a clause, the second week is independent clause, and the third week is a subordinate clause. So this week we are focusing on independent clause, and that is an independent clause expresses a complete thought like a sentence. And the song we're doing these 3 weeks to is You Better Watch Out. Get it? Clause, Santa, clause, works well. And this is how that song goes. A clause is a group of words that contain both a subject and a verb. There are 2 types of clauses. An independent clause expresses a complete thought like a sentence. This is an independent clause. A subordinate clause, also known as a dependent clause, does not express a complete thought and cannot stand alone. Oh, a clause is a group of words that contain both a subject and a verb. There are 2 types of clauses. For Latin this week, we have John 1:6, and it's fuit homo missus ideo, and there was a man sent from God. So for fuit homo, we're going to do the sign for man. So we're going to take our hand, almost like a high five, we're going to put it to our forehead and to our chest. For missus is sent, so we're going to take our hand as a fist, okay, send our other hand over it. For missus, ideo is God, so our sign for God. So, fuit homo missus ideo. One more time. Fuit homo missus ideo. And that is Latin. Then for our timeline, we have Australia becomes a commonwealth. So we're just going to kind of take our hands up like this for Australia. We're kind of taking the middle fingers and pulling it up. Australia. For Mexican Revolution, we're just going to do kind of like a mustache, like an M, and then do a mustache. Revolution, we're going to do 2 R's and rotate them for revolution. So Mexican Revolution. For World War I. And President Wilson, we're going to do World War I. And President Wilson, we're going to do 2 G's for glasses and go right here over his eyes. So we have World War I and President Wilson. For Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, for Lenin, we're going to do an L. Revolution, again, is 2 R's, and we're going to spin them like this. And Russia, we're going to take our 2 hands and put them to our sides. So they're just kind of going like this to our sides, or like by our hips. So Lenin and the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. U.S. evangelist Billy Graham. For evangelist, we're going to take our hands here and almost out like a microphone. So U.S. evangelist Billy Graham, we're just going to do a B and a G. So Billy Graham. For modern period of the arts, we're just going to do this. Modern period of the arts. The Great Depression and the New Deal. The Great Depression, we're just going to push down. And the New Deal, we're going to turn our other hand up like this, and we're going to pass out cards. The Great Depression and the New Deal. And that's it. I hope you guys had fun this week, and I can't wait to see you next week.